let's say we built a really successful product and then it just went viral overnight.
Yes.
What do you think would break first?
Usually, I'm gonna say if you did the things right, it's gonna be your database. Prompting is a new skill, definitely. It's almost like Googling. Knowing how to go search for information is knowing how to ask for information.
Welcome back to season 2 of the Seezoned Crew. We're in episode 3 right now. Today we have with us Lucas Luengo, our director of software architecture at Seez. We're here to talk about all things coding and how AI is making an impact on that. We're here to talk about how we're building AI products. So Lucas, it's very nice to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Lucas is here from Argentina, so it's quite a trip. Lucas, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey?
Oh, my journey. I'm an old guy. I may not look it, but I've been playing with computers since I'm 6 years old. Mm-hmm. So it's a long journey. I've been fixing computers, hardware stuff. I started developing 20 years ago, and I love it. I never left that. I've been going different companies working as a software developer. And I'm here, right? This is where I am now.
Well, welcome to Dubai.
Thank you.
We have a nice view behind us. Our office is close by, for those who don't know. So I just want to start off by, I think, framing some of the development that you might be working on right now. So when people say they're building an AI product, what does that actually mean? Like, how does it make it different than regular software?
When they mean it. Not when they are selling a smoke.
Yes,
what you mean.
100%. When it's actually AI.
When it's actually AI. Okay. When we are talking about AI, there is a bunch of different tools. It can mean several different things, actually. Okay. Most of the time, we are talking about parsing some fuzzy text, some raw input, and getting value information from there. Mm-hmm. That would be the very short answer. There is a lot more. There is a lot of complexities in there. Working with RAG, doing best matching, categorization, stuff like that.
So, like, from my perspective, what I'm curious about is all AI LLM, or what's the difference? Like, what's LLM and what's AI and what's maybe somewhere in the middle? Because, yeah, how do we differentiate between those two?
The AI that we are using on business right now is 99% LLM. Yeah. There is another types of AI, but they are mostly on research.
Okay.
There are some serious neural networks and stuff like that are really useful. But there are a lot of pictures also, pictures, video, and generative AI and all that. Mm-hmm. But that is very, very similar in a sense. There is a lot of other world
and machine learning is different.
Machine learning is the step that we don't see. It's the people that provide us with LLMs. Okay. Basically.
Okay. And then, like, the implementation of that, in our case, I think it's direct, right? It's like it's chats, right? So it's very LLM based. Yeah. But is there different types in terms of how you implement that AI? Can you use it outside of chat?
Let's say that LLM is a tool, it's a base tool, and you can build on top of that. Okay. And you can do amazing things on top of that. But that depends. It's up to you. It's up to the company that's working on it.
Clear. And is there different tech that you use when working with these LLMs versus traditional maybe web development and back-end tools and stuff like that? Did we have to learn new tools to be able to enhance and develop our AI products?
Yes, definitely. There are a lot of new tools, new mode of works. You need to learn a lot of stuff there, for sure.
Yeah. Can you give us an example of, like, I think LangChain is one of them? Or?
LangChain is one tool. It's a very complex tool regarding how you plug in services or connectors or tools. They are called tools officially that make interact with the LLM. in the middle of a question, you can get and go fetch information from an external service and embed the result of that in the response.
Interesting. Okay, perfect. Okay, that I think makes it a lot clearer. And do you think the mindset has to be different when you're approaching an AI product versus like or do normal engineering skills that were learned in the past carry over?
Most of it carryovers, but there is a lot. You need to know that you are working again with a fuzzy technology. You are not going to get always the same result. It's not like accessing a database and you get always the same rows. There is a randomness involved in AI. This is a typical error that you get. Someone complains, but the bot answered X or Y, and that's not what you're expecting. No, you're not getting exactly the same thing every time.
I mean, but that's the power of it, I think, at the same time.
That's absolutely
right.
The power.
There's the analytical ability there, etc. The fact that you're not getting the same answer means it's learning. It's and
Definitely.
then it's utilizing that learning. If you are getting the same answer, it's a little bit more sus. Like it's how
right? Definitely.
So what's like one situation I think in this whole experience, let's call it a nightmare that you faced, and what lesson did it teach you along the way?
Let's say there is something very particular to AI, which is that that example I just mentioned. When someone comes, I want this bot to answer in this way, and maybe you cannot force it because you don't have full control of the way the LLM is going to assemble the answer. So you try to force it with prompting, with tweaking here and there, changing values, but there is no way to completely get the result that you expect. Not always. It's a nightmare. It's a back and forth and dealing and convincing people that doesn't understand how this works that is fuzzy.
Yeah. So I think that's lessons learned, right? Essentially, there's not just for us, but like there needs to be a certain amount of education, so that people can understand like what to expect.
Management of expectations. Let's call it that.
100%. So let's say we built a really successful product, and then it just went viral overnight.
Yes.
What do you think would break first? Is it the servers? Is it the app? What would happen? Like, we're just curious. Like, if something skyrockets, we see things going viral and then breaking all of a sudden. So, what usually is the first culprit?
That depends a lot. Depends a lot of your architecture. What's your weakest block in the chain? It can be usually. I'm gonna say if you did the things right, it's gonna be your database. It's not gonna support the load. That's the most likely scenario, but that's easy to fix. You improve, you increase the database size, and you're back on track. If you didn't use a serverless infrastructure, maybe your API breaks down, gets throttled, and you cannot manage the requests. Usually, the UI UX is not a big problem. It's reflecting what's going on in the backend.
I mean, I remember playing a game a couple months ago, and on launch, the app that was supposed to basically validate that you had purchased the game wasn't working. And so what would happen is people who are trying to launch the game would launch the game and then not be able to play because it would not validate. I think they expected a lot less traffic. Like, I think it was super popular on launch.
It happens all the time. It happened to us.
Yeah.
It's very common.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have spikes. Maybe it's not like you went viral, but you have a spike because of holidays or whatever. And you're hitting a limit that you didn't expect to.
Yeah. No, very interesting. I think that holidays is also one that, people don't think about. It's like, when behavior changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or when there's a time that's outside of the norm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There is also more weird things that are interesting, like deadlocks, where you have two people trying to access the same asset at the same time, and they block each other, and you don't see that until very deep into the process. It's a nightmare. Yeah. And then there's so many of these edge cases that you actually need to account for and stuff like that. So
We're hearing a lot about, and I think people are starting to experiment with vibe coding, right?
Yes.
So how do you think it fits into the future of development? Where does it fit right now? Is it a threat? What do you what do you feel about vibe coding?
Vibe coding. Oh, I'm very concerned about vibe coding. It's like I don't know how to say it, but people is not using it responsibly.
Okay.
And that's the feeling I get in most cases. It's a very powerful tool. It's gonna save you a lot of time, but you need to know what you're doing. And it's not only killing products in the sense that you're pushing code that is breaking stuff, but it's also killing careers because it's getting people complacent. That's the feeling in most cases. If you use it properly, if you review what you're getting from your vibe code, you're gonna get there faster. It's a super useful tool.
I think as like engineers of the future, software engineers of the future, where is the junior gonna fit? You know what I mean? Like if these tools, what do you think?
That's the biggest problem. The junior is never gonna stop being junior if he vibe codes.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that I get. They need to push themselves to get out of that step.
So like you said, you can vibe code some stuff, but obviously you need to have the expertise to do the checks, right?
Yes.
To make sure that it's working. So it might be good to get like a lot of easy work out of the way, and then you come in and you check if you have the experience. But what if you don't have the experience? You're a junior. You know what I mean? Like, a senior can just vibe code something, I think, or put a prompt in, get a lot of code. Why would they ask a junior to do it when the junior can't check their work? You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like that's a risk to early careers?
Yeah. It is a risk. But I think it's usually you assign to junior tasks that they are supposed to be able to handle simple tasks. Maybe they are monotonous and long tasks, but they have not a technical challenge. So in those cases, is the work of the manager to know what to assign to juniors, so they can start learning progressively, slowly, and they get their careers started.
Okay, interesting. So as we're talking about this prompting, right, and generating some of these products with the support of AI, is prompting becoming more of a skill, like building? Is it knowing what to ask or how to write? Or are they? I think they're separate skills, but like,
yeah, no. Prompting is a new skill, definitely. It's easy in comparison to. It's almost like Googling, if you want. Knowing how to go search for information is knowing how to ask for information. It's very similar to that in that sense. It has its small differences, but mostly goes into that. And you can learn it the hard way. You can try and try again until you fine-tune your skills. It's not.
I mean, I think part of prompting is also like giving context, and then, but now I think with the newer tools, they have context from history, right? From the chat, right? So they already know what's. They already have a little bit of context, and the tools are getting more advanced. But I still feel like in some cases, you're coming in with a new prompt, you do need to fill that context. Is that different than when you're actually writing code? Do you approach it in the same way? Do you think about, okay, do I need to give the code context? Which in some cases you do, right? You have to.
No, absolutely. You even need more context for the code that you need for the prompting. The prompting usually
fills in the gaps, whereas the gaps don't get filled in. Right?
You need to fill every gap when you write the code.
100%. So essentially, at like what point do you believe AI stopped being? We talk about it being innovative, etc. Is it becoming more of a dependency than innovation?
That's a tricky question. It becomes dependency if you want to move very fast and you want to move the business fast. But if you want to innovate, you need to take your time, even with AI. Otherwise, you're gonna be doing the same thing that everyone is doing. It doesn't qualify as innovation.
Oh, I understand. Okay, so My question is, we were seeing a lot of people vibe coding these days. It's a much easier entry-level skill than it is to actually learn how to code, etc.
Yeah.
Do you think one will ever sell for millions? Like one person building a vibe coded app, will it ever blow up?
And there we go into the business again. That may happen. But that doesn't mean that the product that they sell for millions is gonna be worth millions. Okay? It's gonna be a product that's sellable. Maybe it's a prototype, something that shows a good idea in action. Maybe it's a good way to prototype an idea. And in that sense, it's very valuable. But it's not something that I don't think we are at the point where you can go into production, into service that is going to be massive and be worth millions.
Interesting. I think that's a very interesting approach. So, but what about scalability, right? So can you build a scalable product vibe coding it? Or are there tools that you need to know how to use that would... Because I feel like all of these vibe coded tools, the vibe coding tools themselves, do not really account for massive loads of like tens of millions of people, right? Or is that not the case?
You can prompt that kind of stuff, but there is another thing all around the code itself, managing servers, testing, and a bunch of stuff that is not there yet. It's probably gonna come soon.
Like authentication, like
no.
that being safe, that sort of stuff is fine?
Yeah, we are moving forward. We are getting there, but there is still gaps. I think it's more related to how do you deploy your code, what type of servers are you gonna use, all of that. Today, I think it's mostly outside of vibe coding.
And then like advanced UI, stuff like that. Like I think what I've been seeing, at least in terms of vibe coded apps, they're very basic in how they're designed.
Absolutely. They tend to come up with the same solution every time.
Yeah.
Even following your prompt, the knowledge they have is kind of the same. It's like you asking the same developer to do a million apps. The core concepts are going to be the same.
Yeah. So differentiation becomes much more difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, because you don't like it's all ends up converging because you're asking the same developer, like you said. Yeah, that's a very interesting take. Okay, so we have a new section.
Okay.
That we want to test out on this episode. I'm gonna give you 2 prompts, and then you're gonna say which you think is true, this or that. Are we good?
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Let's see.
AI makes developers lazy, or AI makes developers unstoppable?
I would say mostly lazy. You can be unstoppable, but it's not in the most cases.
Okay. Which cases?
Which cases what?
Make you, like where does it add power?
When you know, when you can check the result and you can verify that the solution that you're applying, it makes sense.
And it like reduces the amount of time you need to get there.
Yeah. When you go blindly, you're going to be lazy. That's how it works.
This is a very interesting one because I'm curious. Anyway, I'm not going to add bias. Regulate AI heavily or let innovation run free?
I welcome our AI overlords. Let them take over. They cannot be worse than our politicians.
So let it run free, right?
Let it run free.
Okay. AGI is inevitable or AGI is a myth?
It's inevitable, but it's still very far away, I think.
What's the limitation? Is it like computing power or is it like technology?
No. It's a limitation about context. Everything we have today comes from a very limited context of text and pictures. You cannot have a general AI unless it can experience the world in a similar way to us.
Interesting. But like Altman talks about how it needs to be $7 trillion worth of like...
No, that's absolutely true. We are far away from the power, the computing power to do that. And also, if we do that, how many watts of power it's going to take compared to a human brain? It's still far away.
Okay. AI will always learn for humans, or will humans start learning from AI?
Both.
Both.
Definitely both. Humans learn from other humans. I don't see why not. It can be both ways. It's another. You learn from someone or something that has more knowledge than you.
Interesting.
Simple as that.
Right, and AI has learned from humans that have more knowledge, so you can transfer. An interesting thing is, when do you and this is like a follow-up question, when do you think AI will start coming up with solutions that humans have missed? Or is it already starting to?
Is it coming?
I'm curious. So I'm like, if we give it enough information, will it come up with a new concept for maybe a car or an airplane that we've never conceived before, and design it in a way that's more efficient? You know what I mean? Are we already there? And it could be medical breakthroughs.
No,
it could be
aerospace.
I've seen
some things like designing aeolic generators and stuff like that, better blades, and that's very possible, because for once you have the brute force that try a million different things, see what's better, and simulate what's better. That's one way of doing it. And we are talking about genetic algorithms and all that. And on the other way, it's like interpolation. And what I mean is, you have this piece of information, you have this other piece of information, and AI can draw a line and get everything in between and come up with solutions, more generic ways of solutions to something that you teach it by example.
I mean, we're even starting to hear of like even mathematicians using it to solve age-old problems, like, or at least get hints into how to solve problems that haven't been solved before. So, yeah, I think we'll see. Do you think AI makes coding interviews obsolete, or does traditional coding still matter?
Oh, interviews.
Yeah.
That's a pain. It's very difficult, but you can tell when someone writes a AI interview code. We still can. I don't know for how long we are going to be able to do it. And that's easy to dismiss some candidate. But it's not worth it. Don't do it, guys. Guys, don't
Take
use
it from
AI
Lucas.
for coding interviews, please.
I think it's an important skill, but also like you shouldn't use it to mask your actual knowledge. You know what I mean? Because then you might get into a situation where it's really bad. You don't have the information.
You're supposed to show your capabilities.
Exactly.
And AI is good for saving time.
Yeah.
If you use
Do you think we need to change our interview process? Like, as an industry?
I still haven't found a good interview process. I'm still looking for it. So, yeah, we need to change it. I don't know into what.
Good question. Good answer. Trust AI generated code if it works, or don't commit to what you don't understand, even if it works.
No, don't trust. Don't trust code. You have to go in there, look into it, and try to understand what it's doing, and see if that's what you really want.
Okay. Would you rather debug someone else's code for a week or redesign a system from scratch?
Me, personally, redesign from scratch. I hate looking into other people's code.
I think that's always an issue, right? Because you don't know exactly. Everyone has maybe their own thought process.
Exactly.
There's multiple ways to get to the right answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, documentation is super important, guys. Like.
Yeah, for me, it's a lot easier to start from scratch, put me in my focus, in my way of thinking, and make it again. Yeah. Sorry.
Sounds good. Okay, debugging AI hallucinations or debugging your boss's expectations?
Aren't they the same?
I think so. We're not going to add anything to the roadmap, Andrew, I swear. But yeah, what do you think? AI hallucinations, is it difficult to debug AI hallucinations?
Yeah. That's an entire new field into debugging that, so it's very, very difficult. Yeah.
So you have to understand why it's where that information is coming from, how to train the bot a little bit better.
It's very opaque. The way that the LLMs or AI in general work is a bunch of numbers and getting to the right answer. Following the process is very difficult.
Okay. This one is slightly different format.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you between, let's say, two, or should we rank them? Let's rank them. So you have, let's see here, five different AI tools. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say an AI tool, and you have to give it a rank. And then you don't know what's coming next.
Okay.
So you have 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Okay.
1 to 5. And then I'm going to give you an AI tool, give it a rank. And then anticipate that you might want to put something higher or something lower later.
Okay.
See where you want to put it. Okay?
Okay.
Let's give it a shot.
5 is good.
1 is the best. 5 is the worst.
1 is the best.
5 is the worst. Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
ChatGPT.
3? Let's start with the...
Okay. Claude.
I would say 1. For now, I would say 1.
1. You took your 1 spot. Okay.
Yeah.
GitHub Copilot.
2.
2.
Yeah.
Grok.
5.
5. Tab 9.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Maybe we should make that one 5. What other popular one do we have? I think that's it.
Llama. One of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you put Llama ahead of Grok?
Let's put Llama in 4th spot.
And 4.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So we only have one last thing, which is our previous guest asked you a question. So we're gonna ask you the question, and then maybe you can come up with a question for our next guest. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So from our previous guest, which was Melissa. She asked, what are some other technologies that you have seen during your lifetime that have had such a big impact on the way that we work and live? Is there anything you'd compare AI to?
I'm old.
Which is, I think, a good person to...
I mean, the TV when I was a child is black and white, and it was a huge, heavy box. So having a smartphone in my pocket is amazing, in a sense. No, but I have to say internet.
Internet.
Definitely.
That would be my answer too.
Yeah. That's the biggest impact I can see in the world right now.
I mean, and people talk about access to knowledge with AI and how it might take away jobs because AI now can give us, but the internet was even bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In terms of how much impact it had in terms of knowledge share and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Agreed. Do you have a question for our next guest?
Talking about AI and the changes in the world and the speed the world moves at, how do you manage your life in a so fast-paced world? Okay. How do you manage priorities? How do you live day to day and get to do everything?
Okay, we'll frame that question for our next guest. Thank you so much for being with us today.
No, thank
Lucas,
you.
We really appreciate having you. I think we got some very valuable insights, so really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end if you're here. Please do like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube page. We are always looking for your questions, for your input on next episodes. Feel free to drop a question in the comments and we'll be happy to answer it on a later episode, or just let us know who you want us to talk to or what topic you want us to cover. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.